Almasi League is a project that's been running for about a year or so, where we've taken 9 writers from black and minority ethnic backgrounds, and we've workshopped their writing for about a year or so, and we've also provided mentoring through tutorials to get them to work on a project, whether it's a book of short stories or a novel or a play.
Being on the program has been instrumental in my development. It's made me take a cool look at my work and realise that I had to up my game.
It's been a great opportunity for me to meet other writers, to be mentored as a group by Cortia, and it's inspired me in ways that I would never have imagined.
It's been quite interesting, especially in terms of actually just finding a place for yourself as a writer of colour within a canon that is not overrun by dead white men, basically.
It's been great hearing other people's work. You know, we meet once a month. We had the chance to read our work out to the group, get critiqued. And for me, it's just invaluable getting other people's point of view and showing up things that not even I might have thought about.
It was a great experience in that I was part of a group who were all encouraged to be individuals and to pursue our own separate interests and strengths and pursue our own projects, but also to come together to work together on the topical critical reading. I thought that was fantastic, a really good balance between working as a group and working together on the same kind of essays and critical thinking, but then to go away and work on our own projects and bring our own personalities to things.
I think as a writer you're you're not around it, you're isolated a lot of the times. But then, you know, when this course came up, when this program came up, it was a joy to be on, because then you can get to mix with other writers who, you know, who are as determined and who love writing as much as you do.
I suppose for me, what I was trying to achieve was a safe environment for these writers to work in. Somewhere where they could write about anything they wanted and not feel like they'd be shoehorned into, you know, I must write the stock Black British book or I must write the stock African book. They could write about anything basically. And and just for them to have creative freedom.
Blue is the colour of the tricycle I wasn't sure I wanted, because the only other colour in the shop was pink, and that was never an option. Blue was the colour of my first pair of trainers that my father hoped would make me sporty. Blue was the colour of my bedroom walls that stared at me so coldly from all 4 sides and threatened to push my pretty posters down onto the floor. Blue was the colour of the bruises I punched into myself for being given the wrong body.
The episode with the massa passed. At night now, Nathan would pull away from me. I'd smell the musky scent on his skin and feel the heat of his body next to mine, not touching. My belly stuck out like a wedge between us. I felt the shame and anger that he must have felt, knowing that Massa could use me for his pleasure at will.
That agreement had led me to this dark room, which I believed to be abandoned years ago. Proving my loyalty would gain me all alliances and guarantee protection from my brother. But no amount of friends, drugs, or money could save me. I'd forgotten my soul long ago.
The tube pulls on my arm. Ellie dear, you have to stay in bed. Daddy smiles at me again. Who's my golden girl? He whispers our secret. Who's my ray of sunshine? Not me, I shout. I'm not his golden girl because he let the doctors put the tube in my arm. That's why I don't believe Daddy. I'm not his golden girl. I would never let anyone put tubes into my cat Tigger.
This is Oshodi. home of the biggest market in Lagos, with a bustling bus garage full of the yellow and black vehicles, my royal carriages, bold as dragonflies, windscreens glinting in the sun. They are ready to take you anywhere you want to go.
Jacal inhaled as a northern breeze blew the salty scent of the East River to shore. One large, he demanded. Large was what those in his field called huge sums of money. Cool. Why you think I called you to meet me all the way out here by the Bronx Bridge? Yeah, about that. This the first and last we can do out here. Here is the only place cops ain't. They everywhere else in Queens.
If I could, I would send it all to the British Museum and keep them in the safest, most scientifically controlled environment possible, so none of these things fade or changes shape. These things were her things. They are her.
They're not. They're not. They're not her. How are these t-shirts and smelly shoes supposed to be Cam? She was never Jesus, Mum.
I think the difference between Almasi and, like, say, a regular creative writing MA is the focus on writing from around the world, from the places from the places that people might have come from, you know, the places of their origin. So I was trying to look at, loosely, African diasporic writing. So yeah, we were just looking at writing from around the world and mostly contemporary writing. And I think a lot of that wouldn't be found on a general MA creative writing program. Maybe little bits of it here and there, but here this was the primary focus.